Today we're back at the RC trail park. We actually tried to film this video yesterday, but the GoPro here had some problems. So believe we've got it working for today. So we've done quite a bit of work since the last video of the trail park here. We've added a lot of new trails, like up until I think of the last video there was nothing past that tree and that tree there, like that was the line. But now we've got this little bridge we found here. Kind of redug this trench here where all this water flows through. Kind of diverted some water away so it's not as flooded. Kind of made like a little bit of a mud pit in here. Added this log bridge here that goes across the water that runs down through the rocks there. Got a couple of, I think these trails might have been here last time. Well, this one wasn't, this one was. So we got a bit of a hill climb there. We dug there's a bunch of sticks and through here, so we dug all that out and cleared that out. So now a lot of this stuff drains. So we've got this place back here. So we dug and made quite a few more trails. And Dean here also made a trail that I believe he's going to show you.
Yeah, it also recently rained, so it's like today, the day that we were filming it, it rained all day. So it's pretty much the afternoon now, so we have like a mud pile here. And so I made a new trail for bigger cars and not necessarily crawlers. It's meant to go faster. It's a wider trail than most of the other trails. So it starts right here on the other side of this branch. So you come down here. It's on a hill too. So we had to dig out. So it used to be like a hill, so I had to dig all that out. So you come down through here, and then you go under that branch. Here, climb over this branch. And it's very muddy. But yeah, so you come up here. Oh, I'm slipping. You come through here, and then you can come down or go down and finish, or you can come around here. Woo! I'm going down the hill. Okay. So we're come down through here, up the hill. I can't make it. It's very muddy. I'm slipping. Come through here, and then down here, around, and out again. And then you would head down in between these two trees. And it, like I said, it's kind of a bigger trail. And for bigger, you can go it a little bit more faster than the crawlers and stuff.
All right, so right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on digging the creek here out a little bit. So this flows through a field tiling that comes from a field on the other side of the hill there. So that all flows down through here. So I'm going to be kind of digging this area out and trying to make a little bit of a, trying to make it flow a little bit better than what it is now, because it's kind of built up and the water gets kind of built up in here and stuff. So just going to try and make everything flow a little bit better through here. And yeah, so we'll see what happens. Probably time lapse some of it and then pick back up from there. All right, so as you can see in the time lapse, we dug out around this root here, and we got the water flowing through here now. And then we just now dug out around this root on this side here and got the water flowing through there better. So now we've got the water flowing through here real good. We're kind of hoping that it'll start to kind of divert through here and make its way, you know, on this side, you know, so it doesn't pile this stuff up as bad, and then we'll clear this stuff out so everything's clear and good to go. And then hopefully after that we'll be able to go down there to like right here and then get all that stuff cleared out down around there.
I cleared that out a while ago.
Yeah.
Then it just filled back up.
Yeah, it should help getting this stuff flowing better though. You just got to kind of get everything from keeping it, blocking it up. So yeah, because there's really not much we can do with the trails today because of how muddy it is. You know, any dirt work you do is just gonna dry out and be completely different. So we're just kind of doing some work down here in the creek while we have water flowing through here so we can see where it's getting caught up at and things like that, and then we'll be able to clear it out from there and hopefully get everything flowing through here better and try and get all the junk and stuff out of the creek. We just started on this part right here. We're going to be clearing all this brush out right in here and you know, making this all flow better. Since we just got all that flowing better, we want to make sure that, you know, it doesn't get held up, so we might dig some of this rock right here out. And as you can see, Dean right there is digging some of those sticks out and stuff and clearing that out so it'll flow down the creek better that way. And then once we get all that dug out, we should be pretty good to go, pretty much good to go down here. So I'll find a spot to set this camera and start a time lapse. All right, so we got this stuff cleared out as you saw on the time lapse there. So the water is flowing a whole lot better. There's just a bunch of leaves and sticks and stuff caught up in the roots of this tree here. So we got all that cleared out, dug some of this out in here. There's a couple of rocks and stuff built up in there. So we did a little bit of work just now in this area right in here. We just kind of dug a bunch of that stuff out. This type of stuff you find all the time down here. Just random different, like lids and bottles and things. But yeah, so we dug some of the stuff out in there. Kind of worked on getting everything flowing better right in here now. So it's already dropped a whole bunch below, you know, like in that first clip, like in the beginning, you know, the water was up to like here on this branch, and it's already dropped a good 2 or 3 inches and stuff. So yeah, you know, everything's kind of draining out. You know, a bunch of this stuff in here is starting to come out. There was a frog right there.
Yeah, I know. He scares me every time I come down here.
But yeah, so this is what we're gonna work on digging out next. So we're gonna go ahead and start digging this out right here, get all the twigs and things in it out of there, and then hopefully this whole pond will be able to drain a lot better, because there's a good, you know, 3-4 feet of elevation change from just right here to that pool down there where we were just working. So there's plenty of room for it to be able to flow out of here. And yeah, it'll basically just make sure the whole creek flows better. we cleaned a bunch of that stuff out back there. So we figured we were just gonna kind of explore a little bit further down the creek and see what all we find further down here. You know, we just kind of want to look around and see if there's any more like blockages and things like that. So we're just a little bit upstream of the RC park now. That's pretty much, this is pretty much the edge of it here. Like this is where you like get out of the river when you entered from down there, or not the river but the creek. So we're just kind of moving our way a little bit further down this way. I mean, there's a little bit of you know, like roots and stuff like there was down that way. It's really not as bad on this side of the creek. No, yeah.
I wouldn't worry about that.
No.
It's pretty wide.
Yeah, it'll come through there fine. Yeah, so this right here is a tree that fell, and so yeah, it split right there and kind of rotated and fell down right here. So it was a big ash tree, I'm pretty sure. So you know, it just kind of hollowed out. You can tell there was like bugs and things inside of it, and it kind of died and hollowed out, like the roots are hollow and stuff. And yeah, it just kind of, it had been dead for a while, and you could tell things were eating off of it and all the bark had fallen off of it. So it finally just kind of fell down, I think later last year. So it took a bunch of branches from that. See, there's a cedar tree. There's about a like 30-foot tall cedar tree right here, and it kind of took some of the branches off of it, because this tree was so big it was taking the sun away from that cedar tree. So there was a bunch of branches on this side of that tree that were dead, and it knocked a bunch of those off. But the top starting to come back on that cedar tree, and some of the branches on this side are starting to come back, and it knocked some of the honeysuckle down and stuff through there. So yeah, it was a pretty big tree. But yeah, a lot of the branches have already fallen off of it and stuff because it's been dead for a while. But moving on down here, it's pretty clear through here, you know, not much.
I don't think you should worry about that one.
No.
It's pretty wide.
Yeah, it's still flowing through there fine.
See what the tadpoles are at?
Yeah. Bunch of little tadpoles and things in there. Yeah.
Very good.
It's a real curvy stick. Kind of looks like a snake.
Snake.
It's all silt. And then through here is just a bunch of rocks. We've got a little bit of a creek crossing up on this side here that we use.
There's a pretty beaten down animal path.
Yeah.
Here.
It's kind of an open area up in here. See here.
There's some big frost fishes.
Yeah. It's pretty shallow through here. You know, it's just a bunch of bigger, you know, flat style kind of rocks and things through here. So really isn't much. And then that side is really overgrown, so it's kind of hard to get through there. Yeah. So yeah, this is pretty far upstream of the RC park here. So we can go up this way and we can look at the pond a bit. So we've got a small pond up here that we recently found a snapping turtle in. So we've been we let some bluegill loose in the pond for the snapping turtle to kind of snack on. We're pretty sure it's just been kind of feeding off the frogs and things that are normally in there, because we're pretty sure it's a spring-fed pond, because it's up on top of a hill from the creek, so the creek doesn't feed it, and it's obviously not big enough to feed the creek. So we're pretty sure it's mostly spring-fed, because we've never seen it empty. So you know, like it really can't all be from rain. So we've just been kind of coming back here lately to see if we can find that turtle or anything. So yeah, really not a big pond. It's full of a bunch of silt, so it needs to be dug out because, you know, we would go in there because it's not very deep, but we'd probably sink in pretty far. But maybe we'll be able to, I doubt you'll be able to see that turtle on the camera here, but you know, the water is pretty clear for how it normally is. There's a little bit of algae starting to grow because it's starting to get warmer, but yeah, like the first time we saw him, it was sitting right in here, and I saw him a couple other times, you know, swimming around the middle and stuff. So you can see some bubbles and stuff coming up over there. There's a couple of real big bubbles that just came up over there, so they might be in the bottom in there somewhere. But yeah, so we got some rain earlier today, like I said, and it kind of brought in a bunch of humidity, so it warmed up pretty good today, but I don't think it's been warm for long enough to bring the water temperature up enough for him to come swimming out again.
That's why we were seeing bubbles yesterday.
Yeah, he's been kind of dormant lately, and really not doing anything because the water temperature chilled right off. But yeah, you know, there's bubbles and stuff coming up in there, so we're pretty sure there's a couple of things down in there. It's just kind of hard to see them from time to time because of the, you know, the water isn't the clearest. But yeah, so that's probably going to be just about the end of the video today. Just kind of working on the creek some and kind of walking around and exploring and things, just checking everything out because it's a pretty warm day, pretty nice. Yeah, it kind of cleared up pretty good, so nice blue skies and everything, and warmed up really good. So yeah, thanks for watching.